Thank you so much. All right, everybody. Well, again, welcome to your Tuesday night training call with Team Synergy, which is our entire global secret community. I am your host for tonight, Melanie Levitz out of Miami, Florida. Welcome, everybody. I see a few last people jumping in. Verda from Atlanta and Dawn from Houston. We are going to jump into tonight's training. I am excited to be your host. Again, I am your platinum agent out of Miami, Florida, and I have been involved in this industry now for 12 and a half years. For those that don't know me, I am actually originally from Miami, and I kind of grew up learning what not to do. For those that can relate, both my parents were the troublemakers of their family. So I decided that the best opportunity for me was to go to the United States Air Force. And I'm so grateful that I did, because 12 and a half years ago, I saw this industry and I said yes to saving a ton on my trips. And little did I know, my sponsor that shared it with me, who was an officer in the Air Force flying the B-52, told me that by sharing this concept, I could actually make some extra income. And I thought to myself, well, let's do it. I mean, I was going to share it anyways. And when he asked me how much I wanted to make, at the time, my plan was to retire from the Air Force, serve 20 years, and have another career. I was actually a student in college, and I wasn't looking to make extra money. I just wanted to save a ton of my vacations. And little did I know, in a short period of time, by attending events, hanging around the right people with the right mindset, learning from my coaches and my mentors on how to build this business successfully, I ended up replacing my entire 12-year Air Force income, which at the time was probably about $40,000 a year, in just 3 years. So I retired myself early, 8 years early from active duty, and I transitioned to the reserves, which I still serve today after 21 years before I retire here soon. And since then, we had built a team of 11,000 people in 20 countries. I was actually the top single female earner in my previous company, flying all around the world to teach people on how to build network marketing. And I've been to 44 countries, created a 7-figure income, and most of all, I've learned that I love helping people. So I am your host, and I'm excited to just share with you some recognition and a little bit about some trainings, and then we're going to dive into our goal setting with Jesse McPherson. So first things first, the people that attend the trainings make more money than those that don't. If you ever been to one of our training events, put a 1 in the chat. And if you ever actually made a friend at one of our trainings, put a 2 in the chat, because that alone, the community alone, by going to our events, meeting people, is the best. It's actually my most favorite, because I always say in life, it's not about what you know, right? It's about who you know. And if you ever went to one of our events or any kind of training events in the industry and you've actually made money after leaving that event, put a 3 in the chat, because I made a ton of money. And if it wasn't for going to these events, I probably wouldn't have made a ton of money or been able to retire myself. I kind of look at it like this. If Troy Brown, Red Diamond in our company, has gone to school to become an anesthesiologist, and he had to put in a ton of hours, a ton of studying, a ton of assignments, a ton of tests, and a ton of money to get his doctorate's degree to make a ton of money, wouldn't it be the similar to that with our training events? If you knew you could go to our events, meet some amazing people, make some extra income, and learn some more personal growth and development, wouldn't it be worth it? If you say yes, put a 4 in the chat, because it is totally worth it just for even making a new friend. So our very next event we have is our secret regional training on Saturday, January 14th. This is an all-day event. And what I would suggest doing is picking the closest location near you, or a location that you have a lot of people in that market, and start inviting people to that area. So, for example, if you know anybody in Edmonton, Canada, that's for the Canadians out there, Tracy Zimmerman is going to be training out there with a ton of great Canada Diamond agents. How cool would it be to know if you knew somebody in Edmonton and you could call them and say, hey, what do you got going on January 14th? See, I actually had a huge team in Edmonton in my last company. So I am calling everybody in Edmonton that I know to get to that event. And in order to find those people that you may know in that area, you can simply just go to Facebook, go to the top bar, and it's called the search bar, and just put friends in Edmonton, Canada. This way you can find the people that are there that can get in front of Tracy and learn more about how to build this business with Club Secret. But if you're in the Atlanta market, where I'm going to be with Jeff Bolf and Michelle Taylor, is going to be off the chain. You'll see in Phoenix, Jesse McPherson, who you're going to hear from soon, who's a crown agent, multiple million dollar earner, with Eric Get Paid Grisbowski. Or if you're in San Antonio, which that is a huge military installation. If you are military, you should be calling all your military friends to get to that event to see the unemployed millionaire, Matt Morris, and the twins, Carrie and Leisha Schneider. Or if you're in Chicago, go and meet Roscoe and Patrick. And in New York, you're going to have JAON and also Troy Brown that we just talked about, or even Wichita, Kansas with Austin and Muzaffar. And what's really cool is that this is not a lot of money. I've been to personal growth and development seminars that would cost thousands of dollars per ticket, per event. This is only $49. So if you have yet to get your ticket, make sure you go right now to secretdirectevents.com. secretdirectevents.com. Somebody put that in the chat, because then you could just easily click it and go there and get your ticket. If you guys already have your ticket, put a $ in the comments. I would love to celebrate you, because it is a huge deal to, one, take time away from your business, your job, your family, and go and travel to be somewhere with like-minded, optimistic people. But I promise you, it is worth it. And I will guarantee you that if it was not worth it, I personally, you can reach out to me personally, will refund you your money for this event, because that's how much value I stand on attending these events. I actually have never missed an event in 12 and a half years that was offered through my company, unless I was deployed in the military. And that was in my first year of 2010. So since then, I've been to every event. So if you want to make $1 million, or you want to make a couple $100,000, or you want to make a couple $10,000, or even just a couple $100, get to the events. Not to mention, this is part of your business. So these events and these trips that you have to travel to, and these trainings that cost you money, are a tax write-off. Now, I'm not a professional tax agent, but you can get with a professional and they will let you know that it is a tax write-off to make it to these events, and even buying our products and taking our trips. How cool is it that you can go on vacation and have a tax write-off because it is travel research? So moving forward, make sure you get to these events. And coming after that event, very next month, February 24th through the 26th in Atlanta, Georgia, we have Playbook, which is one of our 3 national events of the entire year. We have lead trainers with Eric Get Paid Grisbowski, Troy Brown, Carrie Schneider, and Muzaffar. And our guest trainers, Jeff Bolf and Roscoe Michelle Taylor. And this is an entire weekend event. What I would highly suggest doing is going to secretdirect.com, secretdirectevents.com, and looking at the hotel location where it's located, and get a couple people to reserve a room there, because I'm telling you, hanging out after the events, getting lunch, or just hanging around the lobby is a ton of fun. The people that you will meet in this company and in this industry are unbelievably remarkable, that are just going to continue to uplift you and hold you to a high level of understanding of what you have available through our amazing club with Club Secret. Not to mention, you're going to get a lot of great information, a lot of personal growth and development that's not going to just help you in sales and people skills, but it's going to help you in your relationships with your family, with your friends. I actually thank these events, because if it wasn't for these events, you should have seen me 12 and a half years ago at my first event. Even just what I look like is nothing compared to what I look like now, not only on my outer appearance, but even on my inner appearance. I have grown so much as a person, to the point I actually learned how to become the person I wanted to attract and marry in my life, which I just locked that in a year ago, thanks to the personal growth and development that our company offers and this industry offers. So if you got your ticket for Playbook, go ahead and put an 8 in the chat, because I can't wait to see you. And of course, take an amazing picture. Don't forget that you can find all of our amazing trainings and resources and PowerPoints and videos at teamsynergy.com, where you can find even the welcoming video, the onboarding video, and any kind of team systems that we have that it's suitable for all teams. So feel free to check it out, play around, and get invested in learning how to build your business the successful and smarter way, okay? Also, we'd like to jump into some recognition. So if you don't see your name from the week of December 6th through the 12th, please let us know so that we can get you recognized and on our next week's schedule of events for Tuesday night with our recognition slideshows. Okay, so first we're going to congratulate everybody who has hit the level of bronze. If you don't know how to hit this level, that just simply means that you need 2,000 in volume on your left, 2,000 in volume on your right, and you're going to make an average income according to the income disclosure of $300 a month. Who could use an extra $300 a month? That might be able to buy some groceries or pay the light bill or your phone bill or even your car note. That's a really great chunk of change. So congratulations to everybody who has hit bronze. And of course, we got a second page of people hitting bronze, and you'll notice that a lot of the recognition names are actually names in the Asian community, which simply means that they really understand how to build network marketing. They don't have a perception like a lot of people do here in the United States, especially, and have a negative connotation around network marketing. So you'll see a lot of names that are in Asian, which is awesome, and they're crushing it. But that also shows you that there's a lot of potential here in the North America arena for more people to hit these ranks. So congratulations to all our new bronze agents. Here's the third page. Wow, Asian market is just crushing it. Congratulations to you guys all. The next rank is the Royal rank. This rank pays out an average income of $1,250 a month. And in order to hit Royale, you need to have 5,000 on your left in volume and 5,000 on your right in volume. Congratulations to all the Royale, and congratulations to all the Silver agents, which is the next one after Royale, which means that they grew a team of an 8,000 in volume on the left and 8,000 in volume on the right. And the average income is $1,800 a month. So as you can see, the jump in pay starts to get more and more significant. Congratulations to all of our Silver agents on page 2. You guys are crushing it out there. And of course, after Silver, we have Gold, which is a really nice leadership position we like to recognize in Club Secret, because Gold means that you have built a team of 14,000 in volume on your left, 14,000 in volume on your right. And now at Gold, you're getting paid $2,900 US. That could be almost a full-time, if not even a full-time income. So I would suggest that would be a great goal for you to achieve if you have yet to achieve it. Congratulations to all our Gold agents. And after Gold is Platinum, which is where I am, and a lot of great leaders are as well. Platinum means that you built your team of 20,000 on the left, 20,000 on the right, and now you're making an average income of $4,200 US a month. That is a really big deal. So congratulations to all of our Platinum agents. My next goal is Ruby. So congratulations to Alma Arias, Ding Jing Fing, and Hong Kai, who recently hit Ruby last week. Huge, huge, huge deal. This means they have built their team to 40,000 on the left, 40,000 on the right, and now get this, their average paid income is $7,400 US a month. What? That's really nice. Okay, you may be able to start living a financially free lifestyle. See, the goal here in Club Secret is to create residual income that is more than your residual bills. And if you don't know how much your residual bills are, meaning your monthly money going out between your groceries to your gas and all your bills and monthly and household expenses, find out what that is. $1 more than what that is your financial freedom number. Go ahead and write that on the wall, on your mirror, in your bathroom, in the car, put it on a sticky note, in your bedroom, all over the place, because your financial freedom should be a goal for you to create a financially free lifestyle. So congratulations to our newest Ruby agents. That is a huge deal. And our newest Diamond agents, wow, we have 6 of you, 7 of you. Congratulations to those. Diamond means that they built their team to 80,000 left, 80,000 right, And now you're making an average income of $13,000, almost $14,000 a month. That's not just going to retire you, but that should be able to retire you and your spouse. How many of you guys want to do that? Put a 10 in the chat if that's you, because that's definitely me, okay? Congratulations to the newest diamond agents. We even have a new blue diamond agent. Congratulations, Jing Ling. That is a huge, huge, huge deal. That means Jing has built his team to 30, I'm sorry, excuse me. First of all, Jing may be a female, excuse me for that, but Jing has built a team now to their volume now to 200,000 on the left and 200,000 on the right. And now they are getting an average income of $32,000 a month. That's a month. How crazy is that? So congratulations to you, Jing. We also have a new red diamond agent, Injing Zing. Congratulations to you, huge deal. That means Zing had built their team now to 400,000 in volume on the left, 400,000 volume on the right. And as a red diamond, you are now getting paid $63,000 average a month. You see how the monthly income continues to like get doubled or even tripled at sometimes. And then of course we have crown agents and we have royal agents. We don't have anyone recognized for that yet, which means we still have a lot of room for growth. Congratulations to all of our new agents who have ranked up, and congratulations to our newest Rockstar agents for achieving Rockstar last week, which means that they enrolled 4 new people into an agent pack within a 4-week period. And in the month of December, not only do you get the getaway trip if you first qualified for the Rockstar bonus, but you are also now getting double the Rockstar bonus from December 15th until January 16th. So congratulations on your bonus and your getaway if you qualified. That is a huge, huge deal. We also have the top 10 regional 10 billboard. Congratulations to Alma Arias, who took first place with 32 points. Huge, crushing it out there. And not only does she get product prize, but she also qualifies for the $5,000 cash bonus. Congratulations to you, Alma. Huge, huge, huge deal. And if you didn't hear this by now you're going to hear it, because what's really cool, if you qualify for the Rockstar bonus by the next regional, January 14th, and you happen to be in the Phoenix market, or you want to go to the Phoenix training just to attend this, this is huge. They're opening it up for anybody who is Rockstar qualified to attend a special Rockstar Shabbat dinner with the founder himself, Isaac Ben Shabbat, in his home. Can you imagine going to your founder's home and being served dinner, a special holiday dinner? That is huge, you guys. That is really amazing. I don't know about where you work, but in the military, in the Air Force, after 21 years of service, I was never, ever, ever invited to the general or my chief's house to get served by them and their family in their own home. So get qualified, get to the Phoenix Regional, and come early for Thursday, January 12th. Make sure you please RSVP to please send RSVP@gmail.com with the head count of the people that are attending. And of course, Friday night, Friday morning, you will have a headquarters tour as well with, and Rockstar training with Red Diamond Eric Guzbowski and Crown Royale Jesse McPherson in his home at 12 o'clock on Friday. So this is huge. Take a screenshot of this. I would get qualified for Rockstar just for this event. Okay, so we look forward to seeing you out there, and congratulations again to all of those who have qualified. We also have the Global Top 10 Customer Gatherers. This went from December 31st to, December 1st through January 31st contest dates. And Cassie Batassi is in the lead with crushing it with 4,400 customer qualifying volume. Not only is she getting the product prize, but she's also getting 500 cash US dollars. Congratulations to you, Cassie Batassi. I just love saying your name. It sounds so cool. Again, congratulations to all of the recognized new agents, Rockstar bonuses, and the Billboard 10. And with that, I would like to introduce to you Jesse McPherson. If you have yet to print out your goal setting, make sure you do. Remember, printing this out is a tax write-off. It's paper, right? It's ink. But if you don't already know, Jesse has been in the industry since he was a teenager. His mother was actually in the industry who taught him a lot of great information. He has been in Secret for more than 10 years. He's reached the highest level, earned the $1 million bonus. He's an international trainer, amazing individual, always willing to help in any way, form possible, and soon to be daddy himself, Jesse McPherson. Take it away, brother.
Oh, Melanie, thank you so much. An amazing job. And again, thank you for your service, your continued service here. And I am super excited to be with you guys here today. And we got a lot to cover. And I'm going to go through this because this workshop that we're about to go through is probably one of the things that I believe is one of the most important things that you can do, not just for your business, but for your life. And especially as we're heading into, this kind of new year. And new year is a time where a lot of people really start doing this thing called New Year's resolutions. Have you guys heard of these? Right? And how many of you guys know that they are just baloney, like they don't work? No, most New Year's resolutions, people have is, by like the middle of January, they're like, maybe next year, right? So, and what we want to do is get people out of the conversation of kind of a New Year's resolution, or what I call the non-setting, and what I mean by that is a lot of people don't do really what I call goal setting. What they do is thought thinking or wish wanting. That's kind of my interpretation of it. And in order to do proper goal setting is to look at it as a skill. And I want to walk you through a document that we have shared with you guys. If you didn't, it's on our website. TeamSynergyAgents.com. If you go to resources, actually right on the homepage, if you scroll down, we put it in the Telegram, we put it on the Facebook group, we put it in the WhatsApp groups. If you don't have the document, it's almost like you're avoiding it on purpose at this point. So I recommend printing it out, and you can do a lot of these. Before we go through this process, though, I want to share with you a little bit about this kind of story, or what it is that I think can help you get from where you are to potentially where you want to be, or where you want to be better. Because as this time, I think it's really important is if we can harness this time of year where a lot of people are reevaluating, which I think is important. We always say plan, do, and review, right? But what a lot of people do is they don't even start with a plan. They don't even start there. They just do. And then occasionally they'll review, and maybe once a year, and then they'll just go do again. And they just kind of do. And then somehow they end up somewhere and they go, man, I don't really like this place I wound up in. And what I want everybody here is I want you to be incredibly intentional about where you want to be, and not just now in the next year, but in the next 5 years. So even though today is going to be a little bit on kind of the goal setting workshop, this doesn't have to be limited towards your 2023 goals. Although I do think it is important to have something as a guiding light in a direction that you're heading into. So it's actually really a 3-step process. And I want you to write these 3 steps down. So step 1 is to create what I call a master dream list. Now, I didn't make up any of this stuff. These are things that I got over the course of my life from different events, different trainings, because I've never missed an event as well, Melanie. So in 21 years, however long it's been for me, since I went to my first regional training in August of 2002, I've never missed one of those. But what happened was I went to my first convention, and it wasn't my first, I think it was my second or third convention. There's a guy named Mark Victor Hansen. And for those of you guys that know, he wrote the co-author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books with Jack Canfield, and the Millionaire Next Door, anyway, a millionaire book. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I know it's on my shelf over there, but someone will probably put it in the comments here shortly. But what he talked about was, in order for you to figure out really what you want, one of the first things to do is start with a dream list. Now, a dream list is different than a goal list, and I want to clarify this. This is something where I want you to be completely almost unrealistic. And what I mean is I want you to take the governor's robe off. I want you to pretend like you're 8 years old again, and like you're sitting on Santa's lap, and anything you ask Santa for will be delivered. Because you guys know kids that are like that, like, I want an elephant. I want 2 elephants, right? Like I want to, so like I want to be an astronaut. What do you want to be when you grow up? And it's just like, I want to be an NBA superstar, right? And then you get to high school and you're 5'8" like me, and you're like, probably not going to happen. All right. So I don't want you to be the resigned, cynical, or realistic. I don't want you to be the realistic, when it comes to this, because this is not goal setting, this is a dream list. And what he asked everyone to do, and he challenged everybody to do this event, is to create a master dream list of 100, which is a lot, dreams, whether they're crazy, whether you think it's realistic or not, whether it's something that you even think you really want or not, but to get 100 things on paper that you want. Okay. Now I'm going to challenge you guys to do this. This is not an easy task to do. So I remember when I started this process in like 2004, I made it and then I redid it a couple of times, and every, I would say 5 or 6 years, I remade a list. So here's what's interesting. So I get into Secret in October 2011. So this is my 11-year anniversary that I just passed. And I'm in Secret for about 2 years. And now I've got some exciting things happening in my life. I'm excited about the future of Secret. And I go back and I make 100 dream list, right? So yes, you should do another one. So re-get your list. Now, so anyway, I wrote my 100 dream list. This was, I wrote October 27th, 2013. So this would have been 9 years ago. I wrote this. And I'm going to read to you some of my 100 dream lists, because it's pretty crazy. I want you to get 9 years ago. 9 years ago. Help Secret to become the #1 direct selling company in network marketing. $1 million ring. $1 million a month in Secret. Top 100 of the MLM earners. Top 10 of MLM learners. Create 100+ 6-figure earners in my team. Create 1,000 silver agents. Personally recruit over 1,000 people, recruit the #1 income earner in Secret. That's about to come true. Pay the Cole School of Choice, donate over $1 million, visit every country in the world, visit the 7 wonders of the world, save someone's lives, a Tesla 85 Sport, a BMW, a Sea-Doo boat, a 50-foot plus yacht, 4 wave runners, a home theater, a 20-foot screen, go to outer space, a Breitling watch collection, 100 custom suits, which probably not anymore, but I want a fish tank wall in my house. I'd like to have a private jet, a multi-million-dollar home, a beach home on a tropical island, 2 great dogs. I want a cabin in the mountains, 4 4-wheelers, a skydiving license, motorcycle, learn to salsa, read every day, meditate twice a day, weigh under 170 pounds, run in a marathon, learn to surf, all the new digital toys, owe no one any money, 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl, no more canker sores, no more stomach problems. I've been dealing with that for a long time. Become an incredible leader, write a best-selling book, act in a major big screen movie, swim with dolphins in the wild, be at my brother's importance events, personal accountant, personal chef, personal masseuse, personal trainer, personal maid, and personal assistant. Become friends with multimillionaires, create other millionaires, travel first class everywhere. I'd never taken a first class flight up until that point. Become a master at communication, see every show in London, New York, and Vegas, all the newest computers, learn 3 languages, bungee jump, meet a president, learn to cook, become a better friend, walk in and around closet, learn to spell. That's probably not going to happen. Learn to read faster, collect art from different countries, win the lottery, read autobiographies of major leaders, have $1 million in cash in the bank just for playing, create the McPherson Foundation, give 4 hugs a day, listen more, personal management, time management, trace my family roots, learn the piano, create a personal development program, speak at a TED conference, don't judge people, go on a safari, learn to fly, invent a product, own an IMAX theater, live to over 100. That's a good one. Write that one down if you want to. Get paid $1,000 a day to speak, HBO comedy special, win the WSOP, which is the World Series of Poker Tournament, the biggest poker tournament in the world, which would be fun. Become friends with Tony Robbins, be able to eat anywhere. And I'm at 99 and I'm just like making up stuff at this point. I don't even know what to do. So I'm like, what else could I even put on here? And I remember thinking to myself, like, what would be totally out of this world? And I was like, that's it, meet an alien. That's what I wrote. So I was like, meet an alien. And then I thought to myself, well, what if they're not friendly? So I wrote down for 100, meet a friendly alien. Like, how stupid is that, right? So anyway, like I told you, this is not something that needs to be realistic or anything like that. But when I wrote this, the reason I wrote this is because none of them had happened yet. This is the dream list from 9 years ago. Now, here's what's crazy. I didn't know what was going to happen over the next 9 years, but I set my direction. I set my compass. I set my forward. I set where I was going. And I didn't read this all the time. In fact, I only brought it out usually around this time of year where I kind of pull these things out. And so, but when I went through this and I started going through it, here's what's crazy. Over 60 of these things in the last 9 years have come true. And I don't even really look at this. How crazy is that? Now, from my first list, almost 100% of the things I wrote on my first list have come true. Now, here's what's nuts. A lot of this stuff has come true in the last 2 years. And I wrote this 9 years ago, right? So now there are some things on here that genuinely I don't care for. Right. So, and if I was writing another 100 dream list, which I'm going to, so because I'm always taking myself from where I am today and into the future, I would write some of these things differently. I wouldn't have them on here. Now, it's not like if you gave me a yacht, I wouldn't probably keep it. But I just like I don't really care for having a yacht right now. So I'd like to have a friend who has a yacht, because they say there's the two of your favorite days of owning a boat is the day you buy it and the day you sell it, from everybody I know who's owned boats. So, but that is 100 dream list. Now, before I get into it, it's like, well, what does that have to do with goals? Now, these are completely different. Goal setting and dream building are separate categories, but they complement each other. See, I got to find a way for you to get some juice into your life as to what's possible, because if it's not worth going after, then what's the point? Like, we got to get something that's like the fuel. I'm giving you you have a vehicle called Secret, and it is one of the fastest vehicles that I'm aware of to create financial independence and freedom. But a lot of people are sitting on the side, reading an owner's manual or contemplating on whether or not they're capable of driving the vehicle, or don't even know that they're parked on the side of the road. And they're studying on how to be a driver. Just get on the road. Right. So now you're going to mess up. Now, luckily, you're not in a life or death situation. When you mess up a presentation, it's not over for you. Like you could mess up on the road on a real vehicle. But the reason why this is so important is you're going to take your master dream list. Now, what you do from your master dream list is you go to step 2. Remember, I said there's 3 steps. So step 1 is your master dream list. Step 2 is your vision statement or your mission statement for your life. Okay, your mission statement or your vision statement for your life. Now, hang on one quick second. I'm going to go grab mine. Okay. So, now, I'll do another training on this at another time. I'm not going to go through this, but I wrote this one January 1st of 2020. And I wrote it 10 years in the future. So I wrote it as if I'm living a day in my life 10 years in the future. So for January 1st, 2030. So I wrote this literally right before COVID hit, actually. All right. So this is when Daphne and I were just dating. So this is crazy. I should read it. I'll just read it. All right. So this is something I wrote. So step 1 is your master dream list. Your master dream list is just get anything down there you could possibly imagine and just open up the space, right? Then from there, what you're going to do is I want you to write as a day, like a journal entry of your life 10 years into the future. And I want you to write it as in the present tense and what you want. Now, very important that it includes all the different areas of your life. So it should include your relationships. It should include your health. It should include your finances. It should include your level of either contribution, service, whether it's your spirit, those areas. What are the things that are important to you? And make sure those different areas of your life are inside of that. So I'll read this to you guys. So this is January 1st, 2030. Life is beautiful. The quality of life and experiences are still hard to comprehend. I wake up every day blessed to be me. Daphne and I have the ultimate relationship, and our love and passion grows deeper on a daily basis as we have learned to keep each other's love tanks overflowing. Our family knows that they are truly loved, and we are examples of true happiness can look like on a daily basis. Couples are inspired to grow their love and passion from our example. We have 2 amazing, beautiful, and talented children, 1 boy and 1 girl. On the way. And just one look in their eyes gives us hope for the future. We are truly parents in every sense of the word. We are providing an education for them with a world of giving them experience that shape their minds to understand that life is relationships, that life is love. There are more stamps in their passports than most will have in their entire lifetime. We have used this world as our playground. We have worked hard and we have played hard. Our connection to this earth, nature, and God grows every day because we are always share inward and outward our gratitude and to this gift and experience we call life. We are always growing and learning from each other, and our childlike sense of excitement and curiosity has never left. We know no matter what the circumstance of the season, we are blessed and guided by his grace. We have developed a legacy of income, not for us, but for future generations and to contribute to the people and causes that fill our spirit. Over the past decade, as Secret has become a household name and product, our business has exploded effortlessly. We are proud to have over 10,000 Royales and agents and above, and 1,000 six-figure earners and above, with over 1 million monthly happy customers. We are blessed to be in the top 10 of the direct sales profession. Still hard to believe that my first book became an international bestseller and #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. I guess one of my biggest challenges is I get requested to speak on personal growth and achievement all over the world, and it's hard to choose which places to go. And my speaking fee starts at 50 grand for the day. We are truly citizens of the world, as we have homes in many places. We have visited every country on this planet we want to see, and we have few favorites we can't seem to stay away from. We have the safety basket to ensure an amazing quality of life. Our momentum and investment basket is growing in every season. We are aware of the technology changes and enjoying the changes and capitalizing on them, not living in fear of them. We have mastered our finances. We have low liability and high flexibility. I often visit and work with some of the most powerful and influential people of our life. We love to contribute to those we meet. We can't help it. It's who we are. My life's work is centered around growth and contribution for the people on this planet. My health and energy is better at 48 than 38, with more energy and vitality. My body is my temple, and I have learned to truly cherish my body and have an alignment and understanding that my mind and body are truly one. I am fluent in Spanish, and our kids are bilingual. We live life on our terms, a life with countless magic moments, a life where I truly lived full out, a life where I danced, I loved, a true work of art, my masterpiece, my life realized. Boom. So there you go. Okay. Now in this, okay, so when I wrote this, obviously I wrote this and have been developing that vision statement for almost 15 years. I wrote my first version of it back when I was in Dubai. Actually, I was in Dubai at a Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership event with about 50 people. And I remember the first time I read it out loud, I actually read it to Tony Robbins, which was a fun day. And he was like, well, it was funny. He was like, you should be a writer. And I was like, really? You think so? I would think I'm more of a talker than I'm a writer, but I was just writing down the things that I would say. But in that process that was step 2 for me. So step 1 is creating a master dream list. Step 2 is writing your vision statement. Now, here's the thing. I've been working on that, and you're like, wow, that's probably good. Yeah, my first one was like, trust me when I tell you, it was not like that. I wish I had a copy of my very first one that I wrote, because it was not that. Let's just put it that way. But you got to start somewhere. So write something and put it in front of you. I printed it out, I framed it, and I put it right here on my desk. I see it very consistently on my bookshelf right here in front of my office. So there's that. Now, the third piece, which is what we're going to dive into right now, is goal setting. So now these 2 pieces of the puzzle are important because, well, where do you set your goals, and what do you set your goals from? Well, you set your goals to make sure they're in alignment with your vision statement and something from your master dream list, right? So what you're going to look at is, okay, if I take my master dream list, what would I say are the most important things on here that are the ones that pull me the most? Meaning the ones that for me, I think are the most important. Here's my recommendation, is that for 2023 or even longer, because people generally overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 5 to 10. Okay. So is to set 2 goals minimum. Okay. And these 2 goals, I think, should one be business related and one be personal related. Meaning it could be in your health, could be in your relationships, could be with your spouse, could be with your kids, could be something with your faith. Okay. Something that is personal, something that is business. Now, I would normally say something personal and something finances, but your business is going to impact your finances, right? If you're building it in that category. So where I got this piece, and by the way, all 3 of these pieces that helped me to get to where I am were all I learned from very different training events, but that's also why I never missed events. So the dream list I got from Mark Victor Hansen, the vision statement and really how to do that I got from Tony Robbins. And this last piece, the goal planning sheet that I'm going to go over with you guys, I got from a guy named Paul J. Meyer. Now, Paul J. Meyer shared with us something that I thought was absolutely incredible when he talked about setting goals. And this goal planning workshop and goal planning worksheet was something where when we went to go meet with him, he said he never missed his goals. And I was like, that can't be real. Like, what do you mean never? like never missed a goal? And that it didn't even, like, I couldn't even compute, because I was like, he's lying, right? Because how many of you guys have set goals and not achieved them by a show of hands? Right? And if you're not raising your hand, you lie about other things too. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, he's a liar. Like, there's no way. Now, he was the first billionaire that I got a chance to spend time with. And Paul Meyer was, he actually coined the slogan, attitude is everything. I mean, he gave away over $400 million while he was alive. He's got some of the craziest stories that I've ever heard. And in order to go, he had a private leadership retreat that you had to qualify for in order to attend in my first company that I was in, where if you hit this specific rank, that you could go. Now, to hit this rank, here's what you had to do. Okay, you had to qualify as first executive director, which was 75 new signups in a month, with at least 25 coming from 3 separate teams. So 75 new signups in 1 month. That was executive director. But to go to his retreat, you had to be what they call a gold executive director, which means you had to help 3 separate people get 75 signups from 3 separate teams that you built. So in secret, you only build 2 teams, right? So this was 3 separate teams, each doing 75 signups in a month. And obviously it was much more than that, because one team would usually do a lot more in order to qualify to attend his leadership retreat. And I worked my butt off to get there. And I think one of the best gifts that he taught us was this process. And I was like, because I was like, there's no way, because a lot of people, they do this thing called, they think is goal setting. And they're not really setting a goal, they're having a thought, which is good, right? So, but inside of that, to take it a step further, right? So the idea behind it was that if you don't have a plan of action behind your goal, you're delusional. And these are the things that he would share with us. And so how to set a goal properly to ensure that you're going to hit it, he would use this, and he would use a success planning system from Success Management Institute. That's right. So that is absolutely right. So, and a guy named David Bird did a lot of the trainings over there. He's got some great books on the shelves. So, but in this, here's basically how this worked, okay? Is I want to go through this process with you on this goal setting. So if you grab obviously you've got your notebook over there, or you got your printout of your sheet. Let me go through this with you guys. And so you guys can see, okay? Now it's a 2-pager when you print it out, but we're going to go through each of these sections individually. And I want to share with you what he shared with me, but then I want to close with something that was probably the most important conversation that helped me realize of how to get the most potential out of my goals. So in the beginning of this, the first thing that you're going to see here when you click on it, okay, is the area of your life. So this could be business, could be personal, could be finances, could be health. Today's date, what is the final target date, right? So when is the date achieved? Underneath that, you're going to write the goal as what we call a SMART goal. S-M-A-R-T, specific, measurable, obtainable, realistic, time element. So let me give you some examples of what a not SMART goal would be. Is I want to lose weight. Well, don't eat for 2 days and you have 1, right? That's pretty much, so, and I want to make more money. Well, here's $1, go away. And I want to be enlightened. These are not specific, right? So what we're looking for is something that is specific, that's measurable, that's obtainable, that's realistic, that has a time element attached to it. So in secret, we have some built-in, very easy, specific, measurable goals like rank. Right? So let's say I want to hit a rank. I want to hit the rank of silver. I want to hit the rank of gold, of platinum, ruby. Now, platinum would be a very important rank to run towards, because for those of you guys that are going to be at our very first Trainers Academy at Playbook, you are going to be very excited about all the things we're unveiling for platinums and above. So, but let me just take platinum for an example here. So, and let's write it in there. Now, when you're writing it in here, let's say what the target date is. Now, maybe your date of hitting platinum is your goal is you want to hit it in 2023. Maybe you want to hit it before our next convention. Now, I don't care what the date is, but here's the thing. No one can give you the date. You need to pick it. This is, again, your goal for your life. So specific, measurable. You want to write it in the present tense. So I'm going to be. There's not a I'm going to be. There is a I am statements. I am a platinum agent by this date, by this time. And it needs to be specific with the year attached to it, by the way. So don't just say September 1st, September 1st, 2023. Now, I recommend if you wanted to make it, give it a little more juice, is add some adjectives to it. Like, I am so happy and grateful to be a platinum agent by this date and this time, okay, whatever it may be. Now, underneath that, you're going to see that there's two other big sections that are very important. The first of which is benefits from achieving this goal and or losses to be avoided from achieving this goal. Now, these are both important. So the benefits from achieving the goal would be what, for an example, okay? Now, what I want you guys to do here is I want you to write in the chat box here, and I want you to write down what would be like, let's just take platinum for an example. What would be a benefit? And it could be any benefit, a small benefit or a big benefit towards achieving platinum. I want you to kind of write that down real quick, okay? So just type in the chat box. Give me some examples, right? So exactly, so trainers school, okay? So I'm gonna actually, don't go too fast, don't go too fast. Don't go too fast, guys, hold on. I wanna go over here and go to my other camera because I'm gonna do another lesson here for you guys. So, ta-da, ta-da. Okay, so trainer school. Let me open up the chat box so I can see that as well as I'm writing this stuff down, right? So what else would be? Yes, so leadership, okay? So leadership trips, yep, trips. So residual income, right? So residual income, right? So what else can we get on here? So give back more, so I can give back more, okay? What else we got? Check match, that's right. So check match, you unlock your third generation of check match at platinum, okay? So belief in self, okay? So I can spell, all right? What else? I could, pay off my debt. If I've got debt, I can spell debt free, okay? So residual income, I can help more people. All right, what else can I get here? I can be a lead trainer, right? That's right. I can become a trainer at our regional events. You can supplement your income. So fuel my lifestyle, impact people, okay? So more money to do the things I want, have more free time, okay? These are all great. I could get a new car, right? So credibility, there's a good one, credibility, right? So I can, how about prove someone wrong? No, I'm just kidding. That's not right. I'm sure there's nobody out there that you really need to prove somebody wrong. How about prove myself right? How's that? That's probably a better way to write it, right? Prove myself right. So inspire others, okay? So have a bigger team, okay? So all of these different things, right? So, okay, yeah, build a bottle school. You could have enough to help out, build a bottle school. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to pause there for a quick second. Okay. So now, why is this important? I just talked to you guys about this goal setting process, and virtually nobody does this. And what I'm talking about is actually physically writing it down. Now, here's the thing. Reasons come first, answers come second. If you find a big enough reason why, you figure out how. What most people do, though, in the goal setting process, they have a thought. I want to be a this. And they have nothing to back up the thought. There's no plan. There's no action. There's no juice. So how many of you guys just talking about all this stuff right now, like platinum seems more exciting than it did 4 minutes ago? Now, if every day you read this and you said, I am so grateful to be a platinum agent. Now, some of you guys are like, well, I hit platinum. So, well, how about my goal is to be a every week platinum? Maybe that's your new goal, is to be a weekly platinum, to make sure you're qualified every week as a paid ass. Because hitting a rank on a promotion or hitting a rank on a season is amazing. And we're so excited for you guys. But what we want you to be is not just a seasonal platinum or a promotional platinum. We want you to be what I call a residual platinum, right? A residual platinum is somebody that has 20,000 left, 20,000 right from renewal business coming in from Club Secret and products that has nothing to do with new signups. Right. So, and that's an incredible. Now, your promotional rank or seasonal rank will fluctuate. It'll go up and down all the time. Don't worry about that. That is very normal. But what we're looking to do is build the back end side of your rank, which is that residual rank, which is that ceiling, that floor. Now, all of this is part of that process of setting the goal properly and getting the juice out of it. Right now, I don't know what it may be for you. Maybe it's other things. Okay, so let's say that it wasn't in your business. Let's say this was goal setting for your health or nutrition. Maybe it was losing some weight, if that's something that you know you need to get done, right? So it's like, okay, I need to lose 20 pounds, right? And that's something that's important. So you know that my goal is to weigh 170 pounds by July 2006 months. I'm gonna give myself 6 months, because 2 pounds a week is probably the most that is a healthy amount of weight to lose. So if I kind of spread that out and I know what it is, so what are all the benefits to achieving that goal? Well, energy, vitality, proof that is me, lowering my blood sugar, lowering my cholesterol, extending my life, being able to spend more time, being able to play with my kids longer, to be all the benefits towards achieving the goal. You got to get down. So that's one of the steps. The next step here, if we go back here to our PowerPoint, is underneath that is possible obstacles and solutions, right? Now you're saying, well, Jess, you skipped over the losses to be avoided. I'm coming back to that. I'm actually ending with it. So possible obstacles and solution. How many of you guys know when you set a goal, there's going to be obstacles? That is part of goal setting. Goal setting is you're saying that I want something more than I currently have right now, which means to go from here to here, there's going to be challenge. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a goal. So there's going to be obstacles, and there's got to be some solutions. So what I want you to do is think about what are any potential obstacles that you're going to have towards your business, okay, or towards your goal, or towards your rank, whatever it may be you're putting on here. Now, here's what Paul Meyer said. Their first two on every goal planning worksheet that I have for possible obstacles are time and me. And I was like, that's interesting. Okay. So is time one of your obstacles? You better believe it. So possible solutions. So what you want to do is write down any possible obstacle and then possible solution that you can think of to help overcome that challenge, right? So as an example, okay, if you were to write down time, what would be a possible solution? Well, for many people, it's getting a calendar. Like a personal management system, some kind of thing where you're planning your day. So what a lot of people do is this. Here's a possible solution. Plan your day before you start your day. Plan your week before you start your week. And this is something that Paul Meyer was relentless about, was having a personal management system. Now, I'm using that word specifically. He did not call it a time management system. And he said because he thought that was a load of baloney. And the reason why is because time management is impossible, because time is not something you can manage. And what he means by that is you don't get to change anything about time. If you are productive, guess how many hours are going to pass? 24. If you're unproductive, guess how many hours are going to pass? 24. If you have inspired, how many hours are going to pass in a day? 24. You have zero control over time. The only thing you have control over is how you use your personal day. And so he called it a personal management system, not time, because you can only manage yourself. You can't manage time. And what a lot of people do is they start putting all this blame on time and putting responsibility on something that literally you lose your power. And I was like, oh gosh, this is good stuff, right? So he's like, losing your power to time. He's like, yeah, because people are like, I need more time, I need more time, I need more time. And if I had more time, and God is looking down like, there is no more time, give me more you. That's what I'm looking for, right? So how do you use your time? So what is your solution for that? The next was me. And he said, for me, he said, I know I am one of my biggest obstacles in any goal that I'm setting, right? So what are my vices? Where do I self-sabotage? And what are some of the solutions that I can have? Where can I hold myself accountable? Where can I find somebody that can be responsible to help me to make sure that I stay on track with my target? So for possible obstacles and solutions, he would always have a workout partner or someone that he assigned accountability towards this goal that he was planning on hitting. Now, it could be any kind of obstacles, right? So let's say if your goal is to go platinum, possible obstacles is talking to enough people. So now you got to think of some solutions. Okay, well, I need to be doing a lot more presentations than I'm doing if I'm going to do this. So maybe one of my possible obstacles is I don't know enough people. Well, what would be a solution for that? And he goes through that. Now, you don't have to have this all the way baked out, but the idea behind it is that you've thought through the goal well enough to go, okay, from here to here, if my goal is to do this in 6 months or a year, what are all the challenges that I could possibly imagine hitting along the way? And what are solutions? Now, here's the other thing he would say. He said, if I have a possible obstacle that I have no solution for, I don't set the goal. I was like, now it started making more sense to me why he said he never missed his goals. The reason why is because he never set a goal that he didn't do this process with, which means he would never start the process of going after goal that he didn't have a plan that was very achievable. Started making sense. So what I mean by that is if you have a possible obstacle that you don't have a solution for, what he'd say is he doesn't set the goal. He reworks the goal planning worksheet and makes the possible obstacle the new goal. As an example, right? So let's say my goal is to go platinum, for an example. And I go out there and I go, well, listen, one of my obstacles is recruiting. Man, I know I need to recruit a lot more people if I'm going to go platinum, but I don't feel like I don't know how to recruit. My obstacle is recruiting and I have no solution for it. Guess what? Can't set the goal as platinum. Here's what the goal is. The new goal becomes recruiting 10 people. You see how it changes? So now the goal is recruit 10 people. And now what are the benefits for doing it? Now, what are the possible obstacles? And he just worked it back to where he would never set a goal that he didn't believe was possible from the beginning. Okay. Now, the next piece of this, when you flip the page over, is what are your specific action steps for achieving this goal? So the action steps for achieving this goal, you're going to put them in, and you're going to end up putting them in order, specific dates. Now, some of the action steps that you're going to have for setting your goal are going to be weekly or they're going to be daily. So they're not going to have a completed date, right? So under target date for something that's daily or weekly, you're just going to put daily or you're going to put weekly. So as an example, let's say you need to do 5 exposures a day for your business, or you need to do one presentation a day for your business, and that is a weekly action step. Okay. So, but what are the action steps? Well, if you're going platinum, one of the action steps is going to be a bronze on your left, and one of the action steps is going to be a bronze on your right. The other one of the action steps is going to be having 20,000 so these are some of the things that you're going to need. Now, how many recruits do you need? Well, some of these are variables that you're not really going to be sure of, but you're going to have to start putting down actions and what some of the results that are going to be required. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road. And here's where people really start to understand that goal setting is really a skill set and a process that most people have spent very little time getting good at. This is why most people become goal setters and don't become goal achievers, because they're not actually doing much of this process. So because when they say, well, what's your goal? Well, I want to become a silver. Well, how are you going to do it? Well, that's not a plan, right? That'd be like saying, well, I want to get from here to there. Well, how are you going to get there? I don't know. I have no route map. I have no directions. I've got no GPS. I've got no nothing. So this is where you put this together. Now, I can tell you when I first started doing this, when I first got this goal planning sheet, I don't know what this was, 2005. I want to say this is 2005, 17 years ago, something like that. When I first got this and I started doing this, I was so bad. I couldn't even come up with anything. I had to be like, I don't even know what the action steps are to hitting this goal. But here's what's exciting. Your brain goes into resourceful mode because it goes, okay, I have something to figure out that's important towards getting me to my goal. See, what most people are doing is they're just setting something and then they're setting it and they don't hit a goal. They're setting it and they don't hit the goal. They set it and they don't hit the goal. And you know what they do? They stop setting the goal. They get resigned and cynical about goal setting. And I do not want any of you to be somebody that gives up on goal setting because you think you're bad at it. You know, yeah, you're not bad at it. You just haven't gotten coaching on it, right? I honestly thought until I got to this point, and I'd been doing network marketing for like 3 years at this point when I saw this, that I was like, how come no one taught me this stuff? I was like, well, I had to go get to a billionaire to get to it. Now, you didn't have to go make $1 billion to learn these things that I learned 17 years ago because you're part of our synergy system. This is why when people say like they don't get on our trainings, I'm like, I don't feel bad for you if you're failing because you're not on our trainings. Like, I mean, I have a little empathy, but not much, because I'm like, these are free and they're recorded and you can watch them anytime you want. And people are like, I'm not winning in my business. Well, are you even in the system? Well, no. So, sorry, that was a side note. You can tell I've got some energy around that. I had a conversation recently with somebody, but let's get back on track. So, plan, your action, your steps. What is your plan of action and how do you put this here on paper? Okay. Now in this is going to be the area that you might need some help with. if you're new to this process. So you might need to get with your upline Royale, silver, gold, platinum, and say, hey, what are some of the action steps that need to be on this? Now, this could be, again, with your weight. It could be with tracking your food, okay? So whatever it is. But underneath that, the last bit of this is who needs to know about this goal. Now, write this down in the chat box. Who needs to know about the goal? So who do you think needs to know about your goal? Go ahead and write it down. So someone wrote everybody, right? So I used to say everybody. I disagree with that now. Okay. Now, and here's the reason why. Now, I today, at 20 years later of doing this, can probably share my goals with everybody and get a lot of buy-in because of the brand that I have built for myself, and because people have seen me set things that were impossible and go achieve them, right? Here's who I believe, here's what I suggest. If you're new to the goal setting process, I do not believe everybody needs to know about your goals. Facebook, Instagram, all that other stuff, TikTok, they don't need to know about your goals. Here's who needs to know about your goals. The people that will support you in your goal. That's important. So your spouse, for sure. Now, your spouse may not be the most supportive over your business. It happens, right? So, and one of the time, the reason why they're not supportive is because they're tired of watching you say you're going to do something and not follow through. So they're not seeing it show up in an actual result, and they don't want to see you continue to be disappointed, right? So from a standpoint of who needs to know about it is the people that are going to support you. So this group, the Team Synergy Facebook group, is a great place to share your goal, because you're going to get 100%. No one in there is going to say, what are you thinking? You're out of your mind, right? So you're going to get 100% support from the people in our group. Okay. So, but as long as you have a plan, right? Now it's good. Now you could have on your dream list, silver, gold, platinum, brown, crown royale. Your master dream list can have every rank, but your goal is different. Your goal must have a plan of action to it, or you're delusional. This is what Paul Meyer would always say. So in this, who are the people that are going to support you in your goal? Now, you might have some people that you might tell your goal to because they're what I call your fuel by fire. And what I mean by that is a couple of people, like one of the people that was the most motivating person in my life was my aunt, my mom's sister, because she was so obnoxiously negative, right? Like Thanksgiving dinners, like she would, like the comments under her breath, like, oh, I can't believe you're letting your son do that. Like it was like, oh, like still, I can feel it on me right now, just thinking about it. Right. So she's somebody I would tell my goals to, because that motivated the daylights out of me. I'm going like, I'm going to tell her my goal, because it was almost like I have to prove to her that she's not right. Just period. So, but be careful. This is something you can only do if you're going to go do that with those people. But everybody else, the people you support. Now, underneath it, method for tracking your progress. Now, when it comes to weight, there's apps to do that. When it comes to finances, there's apps to do that. Most things today have an application for tracking progress and everything. In secret, we have a rank meter that tracks your progress for rank. That one's kind of simple for us. So does this goal support my values? Yes or no? Obviously, that should be a yes, right? Is it worth my time, energy, and money required to reach it? Yes, no, or yes, but later. This is important. You might write out this entire goal planning worksheet and you have it. You got the juice of why you want to do it and how it's going to do it and what your action steps. And you look at your action steps on this and you go, man, this is going to be a lot of work. And you look at the action steps. Now, you might look at your action steps and go, shoot, I don't believe that these actions are going to get me to the goal in this time. And so you know what you do? You go change the time of the goal. Maybe you push it out 3 months or 4 months. It's okay. But when you write through this whole process, your brain might go, yes, this is something I want to achieve, but not yet. I'm not ready to go on this run yet. That's okay. Again, I want you to start the goal setting process with something that you believe is a plan that can be achieved. Very few people do this stuff, right? So the next part of it is affirmations to support your goal, positive statements to raise your confidence. Now, if you just type into Google affirmations, you can find something, right? You can also see it. I had Tony Robbins talked about what they call incantations, which is just basically like a higher vibration of using all your emotional state and of your body and your physiology to engage in what you're saying. Because if you're just saying like, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, like I mean, that you're saying an affirmation, but your body's not getting into it. So I stole one of Tony Robbins actually, and I just kind of reworded it for the rank that I wanted to achieve in my first company, which was called executive director. It's like a platinum rank. It was like a prestigious rank. It had some good money attached to it. It had recognition. It was a full-time income. And I remember I would have this affirmation I would say over and over and over. And I would say, I now command my subconscious mind to use the immense powers of the universe to easily and effortlessly catapult me to executive director right now. I now command my subconscious mind to use the immense powers of the universe to easily and effortlessly catapult me to platinum agent right now, and I would say it over and over and over and over. And I would normally do it when I was driving back from my meetings. And this was like before cell phone, cell phones were really a big thing, and you didn't make a lot of phone calls, especially at night, because when you ran out of minutes. You guys remember we used to have minutes on our cell phones, right? And I was driving home, and it's from Los Angeles. My weekly meeting was Tuesday nights up in Glendale, and I lived in West LA in Culver City, and that's like an hour, well, with traffic it's 2 hours. But even after my meeting, after the meeting, it's like 10 o'clock at night. I can't call anybody, and I would just do my affirmations. I would not listen to music. I just do my affirmations. I'd say, I now command, and I would whisper, I now command my subconscious mind to use the immense powers. And then I would highlight words, and I'd be like, I now command my subconscious mind. I now command my subconscious mind. I now, and I would just do this, and people driving by me were like, this guy is crazy. So, and yeah, I was, but it worked. Now, the last is visualizations, items to use and where to use it. So where do you use these visualizations for your goal, right? So let's say the goal is platinum, right? So if the goal is platinum, screensaver on your phone, baby, that lock screen on your phone, that's a picture of the platinum pin, right? So screensaver on your computer, take that and go print out those. I remember one of my first big goals is I wanted to be a 6-figure income earner in my first company, man, where you earn $100,000 in a year. And I took that ring and I took a picture of it and I printed them out. I printed out like 50 of them or something, right? They were like little. And I put it in, you guys know in your wallet where you have your ID and it has that like clear thing. How often do you need to really look at your ID? I put a picture of the ring. So every time I opened my wallet, I saw a picture of my goal. On my speedometer on my car, I put a picture of that 6-figure ring. When I pulled down the visor, there was a picture of the 6-figure ring in my visor. It was on my refrigerator. It was on my mirror. It was glued to my ceiling, okay? But I usually sleep on my side, so it was also on my wall. In the bathroom, I had it above my shower, right? So when I'm showering, I'm looking at the 6-figure ring, and I would have my incantations while I was taking a shower. I was like, I now command my subconscious mind to use the immense powers of the universe, right? And then like on the toilet, you're sitting on the john, there's a picture of it right there. When you lifted up the lid, I had a picture of the 6-figure ring. I couldn't avoid it. Now, people were like, this guy's crazy. You're right, crazy, but it worked. Okay. Now, do you need to go that obnoxious? Maybe, maybe not. But what I definitely recommend that you do is have something at a minimum. Now, one of the places, this is really before cell phones had screens on them, your lock screen on your phone, right? So what is on like this bad boy? This is one of the ones that I think is wildly important because you see it so much. So I had on my lock screen on my phone, the Crown Royale pin since the day I joined Secret. I put it on there. So I'm going Crown Royale. Now, it took me 10 years to get there. But every day I saw that, like every day, because we look at our phone like what, 4 billion times a day. So this was the process of the goal setting. Now, I'm going to kind of back this out for you guys here real quickly, just so we can kind of take a look one more time. Okay. So if you look at this goal planning worksheet, okay, and it's double-sided, and and we look at this, is who does this, right? So, and I want you to think about the goals that you set before, because a lot of people, what they do is they realize that goal setting is really a process, and it's a process. There's a skill that you're going to get better and better and better at. But if you really did this and went, okay, my goal is platinum or ruby or diamond, whatever it is, right? So, and go, okay, I am so grateful and happy to be a diamond agent by September 1st, 2023. That's the goal. Perfect, smart, it's measurable, it's obtainable, it's realistic, there's a time element, specific. All right, benefits. These are the benefits to achieving it, right? So, or let's say it was platinum. There's a trainer school. I get to go on leadership trips. I have residual income. I get to give more back. I get check match, 3rd generation. It builds my belief, debt free. I can help more, become a lead trainer, impact more people, time freedom, right? I can get a new car, credibility. I can prove myself right. I can prove some other people wrong. I can inspire others, have a bigger team. I can build a bottle school. And you read these things, and underneath it, you have, here's all the possible obstacles that I know from achieving this goal that could be challenging, right? So possible obstacles, obstacle. These are my solutions. Okay, I've got a personal management system. I've got an accountability. I got a workout partner. They know what this is. They know what I'm going after. All right, these are the things that I think I'm going to have an issue with. These are some things I can help do it. Flip it over. Now you got your action steps. Here's what I need to be doing every day, every week, every month. All right, I got to be consistent with these actions, consistent with these activities, right? And underneath it, who needs to know about this goal? And I got my team, I got my support team, I got my upline, right? They know about this. I've sent them this goal. This is my plan, right? I've got my affirmations for hitting my goal, and I have my visualizations for getting my goal. How many of you guys genuinely, from what I just went through in the last 40 minutes, that honestly believe if you did this process and really spent 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, for God's sakes, right? Less than one episode of your favorite show that you've binge watched over the last month, on doing this process, you got a better chance of hitting your goals than what you've been doing in the past. By show of hands, or drop a 7 in the comments here, guys. All right. So this is why when I finally went through this process and I saw this is why when Paul Myers said he never missed his goals, is because he knew when he started, he was going to do it. And if he didn't think he was going to do it or it couldn't be done, he didn't set it. Now, again, this all came from Master Dream List, vision statement, which is your goal direction in life. It's like your northern star. And then the goal planning. And here's what he said. He said, never do more than 2 major goals in a year. He said, even me, I've gotten it to where I think I can do 3 in a year, but that's it. Okay. So, because it requires so much of your focus, dedication in order to get it done. Okay, so I hope this is helping you guys. Okay, but outside of that, I want to share with you one more thought on this and why I believe every single one of you can get towards your goals, right? So inside of this, if you guys have seen this, this is where most people live in their life, is on this line I call survival. Okay, so they live in this level of survival, and that's what they have, right? Now, after survival, okay, so hang on one sec here, got a weird message. Okay, so from survival, oh man. Okay, I'll get back to you later. Jeez. So this is where most people live. Survival. They get on, getting by. I'm getting my, how you doing? Hanging in there, well, don't let go, right? So another day, another dollar, right? So most people live their entire lives in this state of survival. Another way for most people to look at this is comfort. Okay, so they're comfortable, right? So they're okay. Now, they're not thriving, right? They're okay. They're making it through the day. They're making it through the month. They're making it through the year, right? So now underneath this, down here on the bottom, is this thing called crisis. Okay, now crisis is an area nobody wants to be. I think we can all agree on that, right? And at times, but things happen in life that will take you off of survival and take you down into crisis, right? So, and what can happen? Economy change, a job change, things have eliminated or taken over by robots, or whatever it is. COVID, right? So, could be a health issue, that takes you into crisis, right? So let's say your health is just survival, you're doing okay, but all of a sudden you have a health crisis. All of a sudden, the things that for you were maybes, all of a sudden become musts. When you go from surviving financially to crisis financially, here's what happens. When you get into crisis, human beings become incredibly motivated, focused, resourceful, creative. You got to be really creative to be broke. You all know that, right? Some of y'all haven't been really broke, so you don't even know you got to be creative. Like when you're that creative, when you're broke, when I'm talking like, like 35 ways to make top ramen, because or how to stretch a meal, right? Buying cereal in the bags instead of in the boxes because it's much cheaper that way, right? So, or you stretch your milk with a little bit of water. So some of y'all never been broke. I've been a broke, starving artist in Los Angeles. I know what that's like. How to take a credit card and get another credit card to give you like 6 to 12 months of no interest to balance transfer your credit card stuff over there so you don't have interest on it, and then transfer it to another credit card after 12 months. Like, look, you got to get creative when you're broke, right? So, but why I'm selling this is in order to get back to, you know what people do? What will people do to get back to survival from crisis? And the answer is anything. They will. They are focused, determined, dedicated, resourceful, committed. They are, it's like they're on a mission, right? To get something done, to make it happen, right? So this is why I have such a strong belief that anybody can go to this level up here called success. Okay. And the reason why is that most people think that the line from crisis to survival is a different gap than survival to success. I don't think it is. This is my personal philosophy. I believe that the gap between crisis and survival is the same as survival to success. Now, here's what's very interesting. To go from survival to success, what does it take? Resourcefulness, focus, creativity, motivation, consistency, all the things it takes you to go from here to here. You can go from here to here. It's the same thing. It's in you. You have it already. The problem for most people is this: they get comfortable. And you know, is the only time they go after everything that they want is when it becomes uncomfortable and they're trying to get back to comfort. The people that go from survival to success, the reason why is this is uncomfortable for them. Because for most, this is a must. And for most, this is a should. Now, when you dip into crisis, this is about you. This needs to be about others. Because once you can take care of yourself and you're like, I'm good, I'm all right. You're no longer in crisis anymore. So you need a different motivational force to get you from here to here. It's got to be bigger than you, because if it's just about you, you'll usually remain here. Now, some people in life, this is some people in life, right? So they live their entire lives on survival, and then you got crisis, and they dip down into crisis, and they'll get back into survival, and then they dip down into crisis, and they dip down into survival, and they live their whole life between survival and crisis, and it's almost kind of like they do it, and because they get bored, because this becomes too comfortable, and they need some juice in their life, so they dip into crisis just because it's more exciting. So hopefully you're not one of those people, right? But through this, what I want every single one of you guys to know is that through the process, you can set the goal, you can obtain the goal, and you can achieve the goal if you follow a plan. Okay, that's why we call it the goal planning worksheet. It's not even a goal setting worksheet, because you could set a goal in your mind, but it's got to get onto paper with a plan of something that you really believe is possible. Now, as we wrap up here today, and this training has gone a little bit longer than I anticipated. I wasn't planning on going through all 3 of these steps, but I didn't want you to miss it because we're going into the holidays. So by the way, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you're celebrating. So Yasid, what are you doing? You're in Spain. It's like 3 a.m. What are you doing, homie? So go to sleep. Watch the replay. I love you. You know, the season that we're in right now is an important time where we're going to be reflecting. And one of the biggest gifts is a season of gifting. So I want you to give yourself a gift this year. And I want you to give yourself the gift of some grace. And I didn't think I was going to talk about this, but I feel like I have to. Last week, we got some really tragic news. Didn't think I was going to go here, but I haven't talked about this publicly yet, so it's a little difficult for me. Some of you guys heard the news. If you don't, there's a guy named Twitch, who is executive producer on the Ellen Show. He was the DJ, and his wife, Allison, he's got 3 beautiful kids. And last week he's in Los Angeles. He went into checked into a hotel and shot himself in the head and committed suicide last week. And Twitch was Stefan Boss. He was one of the most incredible people that I ever knew. And I started a dance company with one of my dear friends, J. Chris Moore. And J. Chris, if those of you guys that know, we started a dance company called Chill Factor. And if you go YouTube Chill Factor Dance Crew or Chill Factor Crew, I started that dance company with Jay. And then when I was stepping out of dance and going into network marketing full time, Jay took over that dance company. And at that time, he recruited some of the most amazing, talented dancers in the world to be a part of Chill Factor, one of them being Twitch. And Twitch was somebody that I didn't get a chance to spend a lot of time with, but I did know him personally. I wouldn't say that we were best of friends. We were dance acquaintances. But we knew each, we know him. And I know a lot of people that were very close to Twitch, and it has not just rocked. A lot of people knew him from the entertainment community, but what they didn't, but I know a lot of people who knew him very, very, very well personally. And it is something that for this last week, almost all the people in the entertainment world, they're talking about checking in on your people, right? And checking in on the people, because he was one of those people where you're like happiest. You go in a room, light up a room. He was so giving. He was caring. He made everybody else feel great. And it reminded me of one of my friends told me, which it was like, it reminds me of Robin Williams, somebody that was so good at making everybody else happy, but couldn't find a way to make themselves happy with where they were. And the thing that I want everyone to focus on, and we talked about this, was that maybe happiness isn't the pursuit of happiness, but how about the pursuit of peace? Because I feel like we can all have happiness, but can be a lot of demons still with happiness. Happiness could be a moment. You can be happy in a moment. You can be happy while you're doing a dance. You can be happy while you're doing a training, but doesn't mean that you've got peace. And what I want you guys to do this year is to give yourself some more grace in what we're doing, and that the turmoil that we deal with and the demons that we're all fighting with, and you never know what somebody's going through. We are all fighting a hard battle, no matter what it is. Some of it you can see, some of it you cannot see. But what I want, so rest in peace, my brother. So you have left such an incredible mark on this world, my friend. But more importantly is, as we set our goals this year, I want everybody to understand that what we're doing here in secret and what we're doing inside of Synergy and what we're doing inside of Club Secret is so much bigger than hitting a rank. I just want you guys to know, I'm excited for you to hit a rank, but some of you guys hit a rank and maybe you haven't requalified for that rank and you're beating yourself up about it, and you need to zoom out a bit. You need to zoom out a little bit and be like, look, the volume you did last week is not a representation of you as a person, or what you're capable of, or what's exciting for you, or what's possible for you, or what you can do to make an impact on other people's lives. So zoom out a little bit here, because what we're building in a community here is a safe place for people to actually have a real conversation, to open up with people, because most people's stuff is so stupid surface level that they don't have real connections. They don't have a real place to go. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be bringing all of your challenges. I think everybody needs a great therapist, and a place for you to be able to go with people you trust that are going to be there to support you on it. But one of the things I'm so excited about is that we can create a community of people that are going to lift each other up in a time where a lot of people are experiencing a lot of down and a lot of dark. And if anybody is in those places or have been in those places, we know it can be a slippery slope. So allow this process of this dream building, and allow this process of your vision statement, allow this process of your goal setting to transcend the idea of just hitting a rank and having it be something that can be a life or a light in the world for you and the people around you that need to be inspired by somebody to see what's possible. And the person that you need to be always inspiring isn't just everybody else, but is yourself. and not being so darn hard on ourselves all the time and feeling the weight of the world and the weight of this responsibility for it, because it is all of us. Now, I want all of us to be these lifters instead of these leaners. It's super important. So in any event, I appreciate you guys being here for this long. This was much longer. Normally our trainings go an hour, but and I did not obviously plan on going in this direction, but I appreciate you guys listening to me on this, because it's something that is so near and dear. It's had me really messed up for quite a while. So here's the thing. You guys deserve to have a better quality of life, but it needs to be intentional. It can't be, well, hopefully. Hope is not a strategy, right? Just burying it and pushing it down and pushing it down and pushing down is not a strategy, right? Setting a goal and saying, I'm going to go Royale and having no plan of action is not a strategy. And I don't want anyone to fall into and consumed by this thing that it's not possible just because you weren't taught the proper way to do these. So you guys, you have some of these skills and these tools. So, but give yourself some grace. I want you to think about over the last 12 months, even if you're not where you want to be, which I know nobody ever is, they're not where you want to be. Think about all the growth. Think about all the experiences. Think about all the wisdom. Think about all the things you've learned, of how much you have taken on, experienced over the last month, 2 months, year, 2 years, 3 years, that you fought through, that you've been through, that you've learned from. And you get to take all of that and put it into this next year. So, taking all of that wisdom, I'm so excited for where this is going to happen. By the way, next Tuesday, the company is announcing a big announcement that we were going to be doing yesterday. We had to postpone it a little bit to make sure we dotted our I's, crossed our T's on all the programs as we're launching into 2023. And on top of that, I've got meetings tomorrow to follow up with. One of the new programs that's going to be launching into 2023 is, if you look at that, our brand new Club Fit application, which is officially in the App Store, right? So it is in the App Store. By the way, there's no reason to download it. There's nothing in it yet. Don't. But we are launching our new nutritional programs online for everybody to be able to use, and to be able to have a program for them to be able to have more accountability, support, and group on that. Monty, I got a phone call coming into you this week, brother. I'm gonna need your help. So anyway, thank you guys for being with us. And the idea behind this is we need to get a lot more people to move from staying in survival to getting up here into success, and using the powers to get out of this crisis element. So massive love, happy holidays, happy goal setting, happy dream building, happy vision boarding, and the entire process. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday after the festivities this week. Take care. God bless, and take care of each other. Bye.